You've seen I've been working on Venom and a little anti-Venom. So I'm on this whole symbiote kick right now. And so it all kind of started off, I did this thing for Upper Deck a while ago. I had to do some Ultimate Spider-Man cards, and I did an anti-Venom. I wasn't even familiar with the character at the time they asked me to do it, but I thought he was so dope that that I was like, I'm gonna revisit him someday. So I started this this sculpt here, and have been kind of plugging away at it and recording the whole process, because what I want to do is speed it up, do dialogue over top of it, and put it on ArtStation and Gumroad. You can see here's a little bit more of the process on that guy. And I think the last quick question, retopo techniques into. I've been using what's up, Mohammed? I've been using just the ZBrush Z remesher and getting some really good luck with that. So let's go over here. Here's a little more of the video I was telling you about, where I'm kind of doing it's all the anatomy, right? Because I'm taking them from nothing to something. Basically from this thing to the finished product. And you can see I'm getting it closer to my original illustration, which is on the right here, right? Even like the little eye thingies are popping off with just some poly paint. So anyway, that's it for that guy. Working on Venom now. Did a key shot render of him, and I'm just kind of cleaning it up, getting it better and better. So even though it's not for anybody, I really want to go hard on this because I'm trying to pick up some more sculpting clients. So I don't know why Steam is open. Close Steam. Move this over here, out of the way. Hello, Riznip, Robson J. Thanks, man. All right, cool. So I started playing around with the new what are we on now, 2021.6.2 features, and kind of did this spider for his chest by using an alpha. One thing I'm noticing is that it's kind of like mesh project, not mesh project, what's it called? It is called brush. It's called what is it? It's the one where it kind of projects the mesh. Is it mesh? Not mesh project. What's the old one we had before? You guys, come on. Brush. Crap. I don't know what it is. Can't remember the name of it. But it does a similar thing, except it's giving you like really good topology and edge loops and all that good stuff. Yeah, gonna print it. No, not Z Project. Brush. It's mirror something. Matchmaker. It's Matchmaker. So anyway, yeah, that's it kind of does something like that, but which is good, right? But what happens is that when you get into some extreme kind of curves around his body and stuff, it distorts and kind of pulls out and things like that. So I'm going to use this as a base and kind of sculpt it up. I don't want him to look super clean anyway. I want it to look kind of gnarly on him. So I'm going to use Sculptris Pro to get that straight. Ronnie with the win, Matchmaker, yes. So that being said, this is what I have so far. I am going to print this. I have a new Anycubic, what is it, the Photon Mono X, and the new Wash and Cure 2, which I got from myself, and haven't even completed getting it all put together because I'm waiting on some more resin and like some green, what's it called? Monster green or whatever. I saw Uncle Jesse do this dope thing where he's using that instead of alcohol. So because I'm in an apartment, I'm going to try that. All right. Share zone. Hey, what's up from Istanbul? Ten of Slug, what is up? What about those organic meshes? Does it print well? We're gonna see. I think they should. The only places where I got to be careful is when I get into the like little symbiote strands and make sure that that's thick enough. Also, his like the spit on his tongue, I'm gonna have to be careful with that. Probably thicken it up and be more selective about where that is, because that's like right now it's too thin. That will never hold, I don't think. All right. Oh man, I don't know. You're asking, you're getting too deep into the print questions. I am not sure. I printed on my filament printer. I haven't done any resin stuff, but I have this. Let's see. So I have this, which I printed with PLA on my printer behind me here, over there. And then I did a silicone pour and made a master, and that's resin. So, out of the way. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get back onto his body here, and what you can see if I go to this and let's make this light not quite so bright, and then down some. What you can see is that I'm going in with my clay buildup and really kind of finessing the muscles here. So it looked okay before. The legs are an example of what it looked like before, which is aight, but I want to go like really hard on this and get it looking better. So I'm gonna keep that going with the legs and the buttocks next, I think. What else is going on? Thanks, man. Venom Slug. What up, Chris? I never freeze. All right. So what I will do here is I'm going to make a copy of the detail. Let's do this arm that I just kind of figured out right here. All right. Let's turn on the nails so it doesn't look crazy. So turn off the head. Turn off the symbiote mess. I'll turn off the building, and I just want the let's turn off that and toenails. Right, there you go. All right, hide this part, hide this part. Cool. All right, so now I can just start to make some copies here on this guy. That's weird. Double's on. I can't see the other side. That's different. Okay. Whatever. All right. So I do this a lot. I just want to make sure that I have the same level of detail everywhere, right? And because I like to break symmetry early, it helps. It helps me out big time. Nails. Get my detail kind of squared away here. I'm looking at some, I'm using Pure Ref if anybody is wondering, for my reference. Arnold's pretty good there. I'm gonna look at some Arnold. Let's see who else we got. This dude's kind of easier to see. Oh, and that leg is perfect. All right, so I'll use this leg right here on this dude. Reference. That over that way. What's up, NJ Sculpts? Click on double. It's in display. I think you might just click on double. What you talking about, Willis? All right, so I'm gonna go over here to clay buildup. I am going to now, let's just hide those pecs and just keep going. I'm turning down the intensity on this really low, right? Because I really want to just sketch this in. And I get more control this way. So I can kind of add and subtract until I get the volumes the way that I want them to look. So today's going to be mostly anatomy. I know I get requests for people to, they're like, hey, do more anatomy stuff. So I'm going to be doing that. And again, not an anatomy master or anything like that. If you asked me to name half of these muscles, I wouldn't know what they're called. 3/4 of these muscles, 99% of these muscles, I know what the elbow muscle is called. Is that a muscle? But I can sculpt them if I look at pictures. All right. I do like when people who just like know all of the muscles and ligaments and bones and everything start throwing around. It sounds like when you go to one of those where they highfalutin lunches with a really rich guy and he's kind of obnoxious. I'm just saying. I say that because I don't know them. I like to hate on people that know things I don't know. So that's a fact. Oh, almost forgot. I have my little handy dandy cheat sheet here from my anatomy tools guy. So I can use that. Man, these words are small. I could have read this like 20 years ago. Jeez, it's freaking tiny. This is useless. Can't see that. 2-point type. I'm gonna go with the side muscle is what I'm calling this. Please don't disagree. This is my string, guys. So the other thing that this does that I like is it starts to add texture, which I'm into. And then when I go and start really kind of noodling away at the texture on him, because I don't want him to be smooth at all. I just need to figure out what type of a texture I'm going to use on him before I start putting the symbiote goo like all over him. So this is good for me. Right? It breaks it up. Check the chat. Good way to learn anatomy. A lot of books is what I used, and I started by watching, looking at videos of guys like Ryan Kingsland and other ZBrush superstars until I started to figure it out. But I would just say a whole lot of trial and error is basically the way that I'm getting it, and it worked for me. So I would say do the same thing. Do what I did, kids. Same thing. Maybe I'll turn it up here a little bit because I want to define some of this. And I do like how it kind of gives you that natural striation that the muscles have. So that's kind of dope. I have tons of models too. So like, fingers are all broken off of this, but let's get to the big camera. So I got this guy, which is baller. for the muscles. Like I can see everything in there. This is fantastic. In fact, I'm gonna put it right here, right in front of me. Let's put it right. Let's put it right there. How's that? I'll move it over a little bit. But yeah, that and books. You can see the fingers have fallen off of this guy several times. So. Anyway. Now, one thing I want to do is make sure that it doesn't look like an écorché when I'm done. I want it to feel like there's, you know, deposits of fat and stuff on top of the muscle where it's appropriate. So I'm not going to go too hard with, you know, with that look. But if I get a good base, then it's easier to kind of smooth out the detail than it is to add it. That makes sense. All right, what'd I miss? What's up, Ryan? You go to lunch with rich people. You know, I only pal around with rich people, Chris. They make me feel bad about myself. Oh, jeez. All right, this is not a good idea because I'm going to break off more fingers having this guy here. I'm going to move him. Pretty soon it's just going to be a nub. All right, what else? What else? Michelangelo. Hand painted at the end. Yeah. Yes, I will paint. Oh my gosh. All right, so Sagor, you're asking the right question. I got this dope tablet. I got a really dope tablet by who's it by? Hold on one second. This is worth waiting for you guys. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've only had Wacom tablets forever, right? Like I haven't really messed with anything else. But I got this in my Google feed, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to try this out. Let me go to the camera. I got this thing from Sense Labs. See if we can focus. Sense Labs, okay. And it comes in, oh, well, it comes with a case. Of course, I don't have the pins here. But look at the profile of this thing. It's crazy how thin this is. It doesn't have a screen built in, but I didn't want one with a screen because I like to use this with my laptop, and the profile is crazy. It is so super thin. Wireless, of course, and it just really, I've been using it a lot lately, and it's super dope. But it comes with like 2 pins, comes with a glove. They went all out on this, man, and it's all metal, and even the case for the pins is metal. But it's super, oh my gosh, it's so dope. Let me type in, all right, I'm gonna type in the name and you guys can check it out. And it's designed by artists, for artists. Sense Labs. I think that's right. Yeah. So anyway, that's that. Yeah, it comes with 2 pins and the case, the glove, even the case for the pin is metal. Like they went all out. They're really trying to like make a splash. This is like their first product. So I bought it. They didn't send it to me, so this is like not a paid. This is like my honest impression of it. Very dope. All right. Now I want to actually, I'm gonna get on this leg over here. So let's hide all this stuff. And the way I'm doing this, I have all these polygroups. Even the toes, those piggies as polygroups. Right. So this is kind of how I worked on my Hulk. And I like it because I get a lot of control. Like I can get like the major forms and then come and tweak the compression of the muscles and like how the, you know, the fatty portions kind of overlap with each other and everything. And also I can fix the anatomy that's wrong too, by the way. I might get quiet just because I'm trying to figure out some stuff here. But I'll start talking again. Looking at the chat and all that. Shout out to Matt Thorpe, who was streaming last night and bringing up some very interesting points about Bigfoots. Apparently he lives in a hotbed of paranormal activity, which is dope to me. I am all about, come on, man. Hold on. Brush. Lasso. I'm all about like UFOs and aliens and Bigfoots and Loch Ness monsters and all that stuff. Draculas. Those are dope. So you notice I'm doing a whole lot of rotating because what's happening is the way that the shader is set up, it catches light and makes it hard to see some of these shapes unless I move around it a little bit. I want to turn down my smooth intensity too. I don't like it that high. Lose everything. Oops, what happened? Turned up. Oh. I will be using some of the new ZBrush stuff. Just don't need it right now. All right. How much is the tablet? So the tablet is it's right under the cost of a Intuos of the same size. So the Intuos I think is $360 something, and I ended up paying, I want to say it was like $350 for this. They have one that even comes with one of these deals. You guys can see this. It's like a, what is this called? The Wacom thing, but you can program all the stuff. They have one for that as well, and a package where you can get it. I think it's like an extra $80. But value is crazy. Like the value is bananas so far. I'm really digging it. Anyone from Sense Labs is watching this, wants to have me test some more of their products in the future, that would be fresh. But I'm happy I bought this. All right, I'm gonna step down because I don't know why, but I'm getting like this really, I don't want this here. This transition's not what I want. That's the other thing too about keeping my lower sub-D levels is it makes it easier for me to step up and step down and clean up problem areas. This all started as Sculptures Pro though, and then I just did some Z remeshing to get it to where I wanted it. So I was having an issue, I don't know if anybody else is having this issue, where certain tools stop working and I would have to restart in order for them to work. This is with the new update. And so I got on the phone yesterday with Paul and Ofair over at Pixologic, and we figured out what the problem was. So there's a patch coming out that's going to fix that. In the meantime, if you have that issue, where maybe say the move brush doesn't work or something, come to your history save and hold control and just make a new history save and then delete it, and you should be good to go again. I might have been like the only person that was having it this bad, but I did talk to some other folks that were having the issue. All right. Super compact head. Wait, is Shane in here? There he is. Shane Olson. What is up, dude? So Shane and Matt are like my favorite stylized sculpting guys. Like their stuff is so dope. Like that whole look is very cool to me. In fact, I even bid it a little bit on that Iron Fist I just did and Luke Cage. Oh, who am I kidding? I bid it a lot. So I started sculpting this. Like this is all kind of in the ZBrush lives. I started sculpting it probably a little over a month ago. I think this is like the fifth part of it or something. But yeah, just kind of doing it in my free time. And at the time I was waiting on work. So I was in between projects. COVID kind of had me slowed down a little bit. And so I was like, let me just really kind of bone up on my anatomy and do something fun. I think I'm the last person to do a Venom. But this is based off of actually Shane's pose on his guy. Where is this dude? I saw his pose and liked it so much, I was like, let me, this one. This is his sculpt. Just fresh AF. So yeah, I was like, I gotta do my version of the dude. All right, what I miss? Did you watch WandaVision? If so, what do you think? Yeah, I did, Chris. Watched it, all caught up. At first, I gotta tell you, I was not digging it. I didn't like the whole 30-minute episodes with, you know, all that I Love Lucy and I Dream of Jeannie, all that stuff. Like I didn't dig that part of it, but when they explained it, I liked it, and the last 3 episodes were dope. Last episode was really dope. So I can never question what they do. You know what I mean? Like they always figure it out. I have these what I like to call superhero roundtable discussions with my. Sorry, I don't know why I don't delete that song. Always, it's always messed up. Yeah, so I had these long hour, 2 hour, sometimes 3 hour conversations with my boy from college, my friend from college, and and he's a DC guy, I'm a Marvel guy, and we are constantly talking about, you know, the state of affairs between DC movies and Marvel movies, and kind of like why one of them is clearly better than the other. I won't say anything else. But yeah, we were talking about WandaVision. I don't know why I brought that up. Using basic material. Yeah, so this is the basic material, but what I did was I went and played around with the settings. Now, if you asked me how I made it, I couldn't tell you because my buddy Brad was helping me out. I'm contractually obligated to mention Brad in every stream, but like Brad and my friend Tony have taught me a whole bunch about just stuff that I had no clue about before. And so he helped me with it was under, like, if you go to material and go to modifiers, like I think I played around with the ambient and the specular, I believe, in order to get it to look like this as opposed to looking like that, right? Like that just wasn't doing it for me. So, but yeah, I'd say play around with those sliders until you get something that looks good. It's funny, I did a Carnage a while ago, and I learned an awful lot about anatomy by working on that Carnage. And it seems like the more of these, I mean, it stands to reason I would learn from more practice, right? The whole 10,000 hours thing. But the more of these particular pieces that I work on, the more that I figure that I'm actually picking up. So I have that Carnage in here. Let's see, tool. Part of it anyway. But if I go over to this one, solo it, you can see that this is one where I went in, and this thing is like 2 years old now, maybe a little more. But there's stuff now that I'm looking at that I'm like, oh yeah, I could fix that. But this was really helpful in figuring out how insertion points work, and just the way that the muscles kind of flex and contract and things like that. So, anywho, that's that. Body. What else? Yeah, Chris was saying his smooth brush was funny the other day. Yeah, yeah. Try what I was talking about with the history state save and then delete. With the brush slide, I keep out there patched. Nice. Oh, that's good. Jay Murphy. I haven't experienced it. Wondering myself. Lane says thanks. You got it, brother. I got my brush teams. Nice. All right. Ah, Shane. Thanks, man. You gotta move that sound from the stream playlist. Yeah, yeah, no, I know. And you know what? I say it every time, but I don't look at the name of it. Next time I'm gonna write it down. Online course. So I'm teaching for this online school called CG Spectrum. I'm actually teaching a concept art 2D and 3D class. And in fact, the thing I posted yesterday on Facebook, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I can pull it up real quick. I did a little something for the students, which is this thing. So just a little something that started off, I use Z-spheres on this one. So this actually started off as just like a Z-sphere model, which I haven't used Z-spheres in forever. I forget how versatile they are. But yeah, did that and then turned it into this fella and stole a whole bunch of sci-fi goodness ideas. You know, the fish in the head is straight Umbrella Academy. But yeah, that's it. And the tentacles, loving the tentacles. So that's it. I do like private lessons stuff, like tutoring sessions if anybody's interested. And just hit me up. All my info's at the top. Everything's at Mike T Artworks. If I was organized, I might try a class like Shane, his character workshops, character sculpting workshops. What is it, Shane? But I'm not organized at all, so that's a non-starter. Unlike Shane, very organized fella. Some reference. Oh man. So I woke up to like this really cool thing. I did this painting because I'm an illustrator. Let's not get it twisted. I get paid to do illustrations for like toy packaging and movie posters and stuff like that. Sculpting is fun to me, and I just started sculpting for loot. But but I've been illustrating forever, right? But I got this message on on Instagram that where is it? The actress that was in Coming to America saw the painting I did of her and Eddie Murphy and gave me like a big shout out, which is cool. Let's see if I can open it up real quick. Well, you know what? I'll find it. I'll find it later. You guys didn't come for all that, but anyway, I was excited about it. That was pretty cool. I like it when every like once in a while the person that you're working on will see the thing you did and give you a shout. Like, that's nice. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's freaking sweet. Finland, what's up, Captain Awesome? Nice name, by the way. Ever thought about sculpting a Scarlet Witch? Yeah, that'd be cool. You know, I gotta start doing more women, actually, because like I really like doing, you know, sculpting like big burly guys is one thing. You know, clearly sculpting women is hard for me. That's why I get, you know, give a lot of props to people who are really good at it. I was watching Matt working on this girl last night, and even though it was stylized, like all the forms are very feminine and it felt right. You know what I mean? That's the thing that Shane does too. But I get nervous when it comes to sculpting women, so I got to do more of that. All right, get out of my comfort zone. It's the only way I'm gonna learn. But yeah, a Scarlet Witch would be dope. I want to do a Storm, you know. Like I really want to do a good Storm. You see, it's just a lot of back and forth until I get it right. I'll know when I know. I like working this way because it reminds me of kind of cross hatching when I'm sketching, you know. Like I'm very comfortable with pencil, and that's kind of my roots. So that's why working this way is kind of fun to me. I really get excited when I'm working with like monster clay. When I break out the rake, like that's my favorite part. I always think of this stuff as like a Rubik's Cube. You know, I could get one side looking the way I want and then turn it and it's kind of jacked up on the other side. Same thing goes with posing, you know, like I find that a lot. I'll get a pose that I really like at one particular angle, And then when I turn the guy, it looks silly at the other angles. My Omega Red, part of the reason I stopped working on that is because the pose is needs to be revisited a little bit. I'm not loving it. Yeah, that's why I do a lot of twisting and turning and just looking at this thing from all the angles I can. Let me see. This might be covered by the symbiote, which means I might be spending a whole lot of time. The other thing, like the ADHD kicks in, and I have to do this, but sometimes you can't even see it. All right, you can kinda, you know, I'm over here working on this calf. You don't even see it. All right. Never mind. But the rest of that part looks good, so I'm not upset. Maybe I'll leave the symbiote on. And then I'll sculpt. How about let them out? It's a thing that we say in the hood where I'm from. Hmm. Let's see. I have everything I need. Let's see. Let's do a quick search. There it is. Let's go. Okay. Boom. That'll work. Oh, that was Will Smith for a second there. Wait a second. It's funny. It looks like they just took the same body and pasted different heads on this guy. Funny to me, anyway. All right, see, this is good. So the way that that calf kind of breaks into sections is. What I normally do, just sketch this out until I kind of get something that I think could be right, and then start to go in and start to figure it out. funny, like forearms and the everything below the knee are the things that kind of trip me up. Like those muscles, for whatever reason, I find myself spending a lot of time trying to figure that stuff out. I guess there's so much that's going on, especially in the forearm with the flexing of the two bones in there. As everyone knows, the name of those bones is the forearm big bone and forearm small bone. I don't want to get too specific for you guys, but here to teach. Big forearm, arm, bone, and small one. Crooked one and straight one is also another that's acceptable as well. All right, what else is going on? Nice. Yeah, IR Sculpts has been has partaken in a couple of private sessions, learning stuff. So shout out to him for being a good, a nice supporter. Also, just so you know, has pre-ordered my anti-Venom video, like right off the bat. That's pretty dope. Karis1, I like that name. Very nice. What's up? Andres, what's up? You should make one, Mike. Make what? What you talking about, Shane? You talking about Willis? Thanks, Karis1. Just my creative. Thank you, man. Thank you. Go that. Oh, you talking about the painting? Let me find this painting right quick. I'll get it for you guys. So over here, so on my art station, it is this one. So I did this one of Eddie and oops. And then the other one. And then this one of Queen Lisa. So this was not used, by the way. This is the deal, right? One of my favorite paintings of all time. I love the colors in this. I love the way it came out. Every once in a while, I'll get something that I don't normally love my stuff, but every once in a while I do something that I'm like, oh man, I really like this. And more often than not, the studio will go with something else. And just gotta suck it up, man. What can you do? What can you do? Chun-Li. Oh, thanks, man. No, the Chun-Li was messed up, but thank you for saying that, Chris. Just going for sure. Trying to get joints for action figures. Yeah. I know somebody that's working on action figures. I gotta remember who it is, but they're doing the joints. It's pretty cool. Ryan, yeah, the Rubik's Cube for real. Awesome. The Hasbro video. Fred CGI, what's up, man? Best path to learn ZBrush. Start off with the ZBrush Classroom. There's a lot of really good stuff in there. And watch that first, and then just start looking at guys that you like. There's a ton of resources on YouTube. There's a ton of resources with ZBrush Live. Like, I think this is probably my 35th video or something like that, probably more than that, you know. And at 2 and 3 hours a piece, you can get a lot of tips, you know. But yeah, that's what I would say. And you know, don't rush. I know a lot of young dudes that and ladies that are just, you know, my kids are a perfect example. You know, they're so quick to want to be there, and you know, I'm gonna sound like an old dude right now, but I really believe like the journey is the thing, you know, not the destination. So learning stuff, making mistakes along the way is the best way to learn. I think that's some old man knowledge for you guys. As you can see, there's a whole lot of back and forth until I get this. It help to have the light centered on the objects. There you go. Let's turn off that bounce light. Center this up. Yeah, it's easier. Way easier. There. Now I can see what's happening. Turn on everything and see what we're looking at here. So one thing I like about working the way that I'm working with you guys today is, you know, muscles aren't supposed to look like pillows or balloons. You know what I mean? And I see a lot of that look, especially in my earlier stuff, and I don't particularly like it. Like one of my one of my friends who's a sculptor, like one of the best sculptors I know, is this young dude, man, named Ramel. And he does stuff for XM and Prime One. And okay, that is crazy. We're not trying to do some dubstep. No, thank you. But yeah, Ramel is dope, and his stuff is not like it looks real. Like his muscles are just really kind of lumpy where they're supposed to be lumpy to make them look real. Like if I'm looking at this guy right here, this bodybuilder right here, you know, it's not supposed to look like, you know, Eckershey model. You know what I mean? There's different people have different levels of fat that's sitting on top of the muscle, and you know, that kind of makes a difference. So I forgot where I was going with this. I had a point at the beginning, you guys. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Use new features in the stream. Yeah. I will. I'm going to. Definitely. Wander Tao. I will. Can you get into the collectible business? Oh wait. Get into the collectible business. You want to see a portfolio? Yeah. If you're gonna get into collectibles, you're gonna have to know how to cut them apart. Definitely. You know, I got a couple friends that do that, who are companies like Hasbro, and you're gonna have to know how to do that. Now, the good thing about it is once you figure it out, you're good to go. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those things where you're once you know how to do it, you can just apply it to all your guys, especially with things like the Boolean features. It makes it way easier. Get this out of the way. Here. 100 messages. Breaking. Thank you. No, it's digital. So I am a Corel painter. This name sounds crazy pretentious. I work with Corel. I'm one of their influencers, but they call them painter masters. I'm a painter master. No, so I promote Corel Painter. I really like it and I use it a lot in addition to Photoshop. So what I'll do is I do most of my painting in Corel, and that allows me to get some really natural looking, you know, the same type of look that I would get when I was painting with acrylics on board back in the day. I can get that with Painter. And then I'll take it into Photoshop and do things like color correction or use Liquify to tweak a likeness or something like that. But yeah, that's a thing. All right, this should be. It helps to have everything turned on sometimes, because I can see areas that need to be different volumes. Work them up and down until I get them where I want them. Videos of the painting process. As a matter of fact, I'm going to share a link with you guys. One of my favorite recordings that I've done of the process is on my YouTube. And if you want to give me a follow on my YouTube, that would be really nice. It's Mike T Artwork. I'll put it in the chat. need followers, because what I'm doing is I also do my own personal stream where I will come back either tonight or tomorrow and pick this guy up or work on something else, and do probably another couple hours. So it's like a whole lot of, it's like an after party, you know what I'm saying? Some videos, let's see. Let's go to playlists. And, okay. Where is it? Sorry guys, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna find this. I'm gonna find this. It's it is. Oh crap! Ah, it's on my YouTube somewhere. Somewhere on here. I should have prepared. Anyway, it's a self-portrait, and it's got my boy, my friend Chuck Taylor, Chuck T, who is a rapper that used to, he still raps. Back in the day, he used to do stuff with like Digital Underground and West Coast Cats, but he does the music for it, so it's very cool. I can't find it. It's on my site. Let's see. All right, here it is. So it's this thing, which I had to do a self-portrait for a book. I didn't want to paint myself, but the music is dope. So check this out. It's the entire process, and it's sped up. But yeah, I'll put a link for this also. Let's see, share, copy. And the music is great. The music is great. Chuck killed it. So that's that. Don't play it around your kids. Music is a little rough. Let's see, what did I bake your model and have someone else do that? Yeah, so I'm really sculpting for statues. So I don't really get it too deep into the baking stuff. But I do plan to take it into like marmoset and what's the painter, substance painter. So I'll make my own bakes. I do all right. They're good enough bakes, let's put it that way. And that's because I have good enough UVs. My friend Tony has dope UVs, always. He'll go in and re-topo stuff in. It makes it look really easy, but I'm not about that life, y'all. I got okay UVs. It's crazy though, after talking to guys like Eric Sosa and Joe Minna and even Daniel Bell, like they're like, why are you killing yourself with all this topology stuff when you only really need it for your textures? You know, just do something that's good enough for your textures, like using alphas to make actual physical geometry, and that'll translate to the statue. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Did anybody watch the South Park vaccination special last night? Because I'm usually all in for South Park, but I feel like they might have gone too far. Right at the end, they might have gone just a little too far. I love every South Park. That one was crazy. But don't know why that came to mind, but it did. Nice. Thanks, Oliver. Just subscribe. Good afternoon from Brazil. Yeah, I'm gonna print it. 100%. I'm gonna break in my my new Anycubic with this thing. ZBrush artists make money with NFTs. So I'm gonna tell you, people are losing their mind over NFT right now, and it's awesome, and I'm actually trying to get into it too, but everybody needs to calm down. Like, everybody, let's all calm down about this NFT, man. Like, all of my artist friends are losing their shit over NFT, and you know, I hope that we all blow up, but I feel like, much like when Patreon first became a thing and all of my artist friends were going bonkers over Patreon, there's going to be some folks that kind of stand out and folks that don't, and definitely not because of talent. Like, that's one thing that I've learned about this. I'm not like throwing shade on this at all, but this is where I put on my old man hat and look at some of the stuff that's like just blowing up with NFT, and I don't get it. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't get it. I guess that's why I work for Hasbro and, you know, Marvel and those guys, and not for an art gallery, and I'm not on a yacht chilling right now, because I don't know. But yeah, no, they're seeing what it's capable of and losing it. I would say look into it, figure out a way to, get a foot in the door. But I don't think it's that deep, you guys. Definitely money to be made. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that there is not. So that was my not quite rant, but all of my friends are just going bonkers over NFT this week. Thanks all night. Ask difficult questions if I make fabric texture like Kevlar. Wait a minute, what do you ask me, Jay Liao? If you want to make the fabric texture like Kevlar, or is that Nike shoe texture net? You gotta, because Venom is a suited grade. No. So Venom's not, like, his skin is the suit. So no, it's not gonna be Kevlar or anything like that. It's just figuring out what kind of skin texture to put on here that feels alien. So for me, I'm probably going to, I got a ton of skin alphas that I've downloaded over the years, that I can look into. But I'll probably be applying that by hand, kind of the way I did with my with my Hulk. So let me go back over here. Look at the Hulk. Like this is the same deal. This started off as the same process that I'm doing right now with you guys. And then where is it? And then I started adding skin texture like on top of it. So that's what this is. And it showed up. It actually, here's a failed print. But if we look at this, like you see that I just wanted to like do a paint test on this, but you see that like it retained a lot of, let's make it into focus. It retained a lot of those pores and stuff that I'm sculpting in now. See that? So it's gonna be something like that, except not human skin. You know what I'm saying? That being said, you know, these creatures kind of, you know, not to be one of those nerds that makes something that's fake real, but these guys kind of mimic what they're on top of. So, you know, Eddie Brock, I'm going to say mine is the Eddie Brock Venom, is like this diesel dude that is, you know, that's why Venom looks the way that he looks. And he's going to kind of match his skin a little bit, as much as an alien can. An alien goo, by the way. That's what it is. All right, let's hide this one. These feet. All right. Let's turn on the toenails. He doesn't look intimidating at all with these little bare feet with the toes kind of all pointed out. That's not a good one. Little piggies. There you go. That's a little better. Let's hide the other nails. That. Now this leg is completely covered by the stuff, so I don't know why I'm even doing this. I guess you can see some of it. All right, let's see. South Park go too far? Never. Yeah, exactly. What does baking mean in 3D world? Yeah, so Mateus, that's basically when I take the low res version of this guy, right? So if I take this and turn it down to the low res version, let's turn on the poly group so you can see it. See how the squares are all, you know, it's now, if I turn him on entirely, he's 54,000 polys now, right? That low res can only retain so much detail, but if I step up to the high res, now I can go in, I can have my skin pores, I can do my veins, I can, you know, get really kind of heavy with the detail on him, and I can take the high res and save it, which is a nice heavy, you know, pretty expensive mesh. It's got a lot of topology to it, and the low res, which is lighter, and I can do what's called baking, which is I can bake that high res texture onto the low res, and if the UVs match up, and UVs are just those squares that you were looking at, if that all matches up and nothing changes, then you can project the detail of the high onto the cage of the low, and that's good for, you know, if I want to do turntables, if I wanted to make this game ready, you know, if I wanted to use it in an animation or whatever, that's kind of how that works. Yeah, no, I watch South Park all the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Secret Wars is dope. Still have that comic book in my box. People killing it. Yeah, 69 mil. Yeah. God bless him, man. I have a feeling Beeple is going to be the Kasemi-chan of anybody that knows about Patreon knows the infamous Kasemi-chan, who is like the most successful of them all. And everybody's trying to go for that. So if we can just get a little bit of money, I don't want 69 million for my art. If I can get $1 million, I'll take it. Where's print SLA? Yeah. So this Hulk that you're looking at came from that printer, which is the Ender 5, not the Pro, just the regular Ender 5. And I got some really good detail. So after, you know, I did some cleanup, but if we can get this to focus. So all of this detail came from that printer, which is pretty sweet. Uh-oh, wrong brush. Give some advice. I have a lot of interviews with studios in this one. Well, Wonder Tao. The fact that you're getting interviews is a great thing. I would concentrate on the fact that they're calling you in for them, and if you're getting good feedback, I would say just be patient. somebody's going to pick you up. Congratulations on that, by the way. Especially now, man. Like, COVID is no joke as far as this work goes. You know, like I went from the past 2 years nonstop to I think I got my first job of the year last month. So you never know when it's going to hit you. In these studios, it's affecting all of that. So I'd say just be, hang in there. When you're not, this is what I do, right? When things get slow for me, and I taught my kids this. My kids are great at this. I got 2 kids. One is in college. One's about to go to college, and they're very good at their hustle. Their art hustle is very strong. So, my daughter does custom shoes. She paints Air Force Ones, and has done pretty well at it. And my son does graphic design for his friends who are YouTube influencers. It's crazy. His little 16-year-old, 17-year-old friends that are YouTube influencers have more followers than I could ever hope to have. So these kids are no joke when it comes to that. But what I was gonna say is, when it gets slow, work on stuff that's gonna get you jobs. Like that's what I was doing. This whole Venom piece, and the Iron Fist and Luke Cage before this were the fact that I had time on my hands and I wanted to impress. I wanted to impress clients. So the Iron Fist piece that I did is a little more stylized, right? Like I was biting off of Shane and Matt, and it led me to get a job that I'm working on for Sideshow now. That's a stylized piece. People don't normally look at my stuff and think, "Hey, that guy can do stylized stuff," But yeah, just keep pushing with that. I would not stress the fact that they haven't gotten back to you yet. Somebody will get back to you. Let's put it this way. I was chasing Sideshow for 7 years. And it just wasn't time. So when I got a call to work on this ODB painting, if you haven't bought this, by the way, pick this thing up. This is a Mike T Plug show. Yeah, but this was the first job I did for them, and then it led to like sculpting work, So, but I was patient, and it happened when it happened. So, anyway, there's a whole lot of old man sage knowledge for you right there, he has shoes. Who, Venom? Nah. I did have shoes. I got rid of them and made toes. Thanks, Daniel. Purple theme hurt my eyes. Hey, man, this is my Black Panther Wakanda theme. Don't get mad now. Sup, Dresbon? Same to you, my friend. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. And also, I've been freelancing since 2004, so I'm very used to feast and famine. And, past couple years, I had a good run, so it only made sense that at some point it slows down a little bit. And that's when you start building. If you do have free time and you're looking for a way to fill it constructively, maybe reach out to your man Mike T. I can maybe do a little tutor session for you. You know what I'm saying? Holler at me. Info is above. Another thing I spend a lot of time on is trying to get the abs to not look like a mirror version of themselves. Like, I really don't like symmetrical abs. So I have to go in there and mess around with them until I get them to feel a little more realistic, less symmetrical. Once in a while I find a place that is not too hard of a crease on it from the sculpting, so I like to turn it inside out and move it down a little bit. The other thing with this process is it's great for never getting too attached to your work, you know, because I might like something today, and then after I sculpt the stuff around it or modify some of the anatomy, I might come back and look at that and it just doesn't make sense anymore. So I have to be willing to just scrub it out and kind of start over again, you know. It's good practice. I end up working on the serratus a bunch of times too. Serratus, however you pronounce it. What else is going on? How much time? Yeah, Angus, 100%. Reach out to me, definitely. Time I've spent on this so far, probably, I don't know. I know for a fact that I've done about 5 sessions in here, and each of those is 3 hours, so that's 15. What I really get paid for is my math skills, you guys. It's unflappable how good I am with math. So 5 sessions, 3 hours each. Did that all in my head. So yeah, at least 15 hours in here, and then on my own, probably, I don't know, another 40 hours maybe. Shooting for 10,000 hours on just this piece, you guys. So need the 10,000 hour painting, or sculpture rather. Look at that, I don't even know what it is. Oh, I just realized I didn't finish his fingers. I'm gonna do that too. I want to go in and define the areas around the eyes too. I resculpted the head. I didn't really love what I had going on before. So I want to go in and make it so those eyes pop. Talk about the anatomy of the glutes. These are the glutes. That's all I know. That's my anatomy. That's my anatomy knowledge at fullest with the glutes. Like, that's all I know, man. Sorry. I'm looking at a model, so that helps. So apparently doing this long enough is helping because I'm not having to look at reference as much, which is a good thing. All right, I'm gonna take a break. Actually, no, fix this. Fix this button. It's looking not good. So if you're new to ZBrush, you see I'm doing a whole lot of moving this guy, different angles, and sculpting. Right? Same thing I would do when I'm painting on a canvas, or if I'm painting digitally, I'll rotate my canvas. And that's just because it helps you to see things that your eye isn't really processing at a particular angle. Back in the day, the old masters used to do the same thing. They would always, look at their stuff from different angles to catch things that they might miss, regardless. Otherwise, there you go. Nailed it. First time. Well, that's what I'm doing. Right now, I think. Let's see. This is. Oh, okay, that's right. C4D and AE the same. Cinema 4D and what's AE? I don't know what, After Effects? No, completely different. Oh, you already answered. Layers on a sculpture. Yeah, so I do. What I'll do is I'll use layers when I get into things like figuring out the skin texture and the veins. I actually did that a couple of classes ago when I started messing around with the veins a little bit. Yeah, I'll get into that because I want to, as soon as this is kind of locked down the way that I want it, obviously I don't want to mess it up, right? So I'll make a morph target, store morph target rather, and then I will and then I'll start to kind of noodle around until I get some stuff that I like, right? But I don't want to mess up something that I feel happy with. So I want that crease. I just don't want it to feel like I use the damn standard there. So I'm just going in and selectively smoothing it. Like I want it to be smoother, but I don't want it to be super smooth. So gotta be careful, because there's a lot of definition in this grouping of muscles here. Mari Cat. Up. Okay. All right. I missed a lot of stuff. Let's see. Calibrate the monitors. All right. So I have a I have one of those old spiders. I mean, I call it old. It's a spider calibration set. I use that to do my calibration. It works really well. Let's make a spider. Yeah. All right, so let's, what time is it? 3 o'clock? I got another hour. All right, so I'm gonna chill on this. I think I got a pretty fair amount of stuff done here for the legs. So let's get to his eyes, the spider, the rest of that finger. Like, I think I have a finger that needs to be done. Try to get as much of that done in the next hour as possible. That look a little better. I'm gonna stop, I swear. Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop. Stopping the legs. No more legs. Legs are done for now. This is why this thing takes so long. I can't stop. Or maybe what I'll do is I'll pick them up later on if I do a stream tonight. If you guys are not already, please subscribe to my YouTube. It's above Mike T Artwork without the S. And I usually continue to do whatever I kind of stop with on my ZBrush Live and my personal stream. So that's that. And also I can take questions in there about stuff that doesn't necessarily pertain to ZBrush. Maybe you want to know about other applications that I don't talk about in here. Talk about it in there. We can get into like long kind of conversations about superhero movies and shows, music, whatever. So do me a favor and give me a follow on YouTube, and you'll be notified next time I stream, which is probably going to be tonight. All right, so okay, I'm gonna call this done for now. And the spider on the chest is what you wanted to see. So let's get into detailing that. I do want to do some of that. Let's turn off solo. And Let's do a quick render. Turn on my other light because it looks like it's going to be dark here. All right, actually, it's here. Turn on the light. Rim light. Tongue turn back on. Okay. Okay. All right. So getting there. Let's turn the toenails back on. See what this looks like. Okay. Getting there. Spider on the chest. So I started, and the way that I made this is, right now you can tell I've been sculpting because now the spider doesn't fit. But the way I made this was I came over here to this guy. This is the old one. And I, get my lights set back up again. All right. So then I took this guy. What I'm realizing with him is that getting those spider legs to match is going to be tough because, let's see if I still have it. Yeah, I do. Wait, do I? No, I don't. So I'm going to new features now. I got rid of all my subdivision levels on the body. I'm going to click on brush, M, or mesh extrude, and I'm clicking on mesh extrude, right? So now if I hold down control, it switches to mesh extrude. I selected rectangle and I was able to set my alpha for this spider, right? So now what I can do is I can just drag it on out, get it kind of positioned the way I want, hold down control and drag out the spider. If I hold shift, or not shift, I'm sorry, if I hold my space bar, I can move it where I want. And then drop it. And it's pretty dope. Like it's a nice way to make this quickly. Now the problem is this leg way up here and this leg are supposed to marry under the arm somewhere, and it doesn't work. So what I've realized is that if I move the spider down, I can get it to fit, but the spider's like low on its back, which bothers me. So it would have to be big and like here, which is just, I don't know, it feels a little low to me. I used to be in the apparel industry for like 15, 20 years, so this kind of stuff, it matters to me. Like, I don't know. So it is what it is. Come on, don't do that. Sorry. All right, that's the song I want to get rid of. Writing it down. Got it. Okay. So I'm gonna run into issues with that. Like the spider, I like how big it is on his back, and then on his chest, it's a little smaller. But you see, if it's big, it goes into his arms. So when you're somebody who thinks about this way too much, it can be a problem. So really, it should only be like this big, and it should be down here, which is stupid. Maybe like there. Right. And then I can kind of make those arms into each other. But in the meantime, what I'll do is I'll just keep working on this. What I started doing on this guy, if I come back over to this one, is I I started to just kind of pull on the legs to try to make it look a little more like the comic book Venom. And I'm going to sculpt this, so it's not going to be all clean and look like panel loops or whatever. So it's okay if it gets a little kind of wonky in places. Oh, see, don't do that. I'm going to switch back, brush, mask, lasso is what I want. There you go. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on getting this kind of like what I want, because I think I've wasted an entire hour on one of these sessions just trying to get this spider just so, when I should have just, by all rights, just sculpted it, you know? So, not going to stress it this time. Let's get rid of everything but the chest, actually. By get rid of, I mean turn it off, not get rid of it. Tool. Head can be turned off. Let's turn off the symbiote. And let's lose the arms and the legs. Come on. Turn off the nails. Now, originally I was going to do this using the new mesh balloon feature and kind of just drag out the legs separately and everything. But what I found was, when I was playing around with this on my own, is that I was having too hard of a time getting them to be uniform. So instead of doing that, I figured I would just use the alpha as a starting point, and then just keep rolling. So I don't want it to look panel loopy either, so I'm going to go in and kind of make it look more organic, just by smoothing it out and inflating. And then I'm going to sculpt it. When I sculpt it, I'll get it to match down to the contour of the chest a little better. I'm also going to switch to Sculptris Pro so I don't have to worry about losing areas where the geometry doesn't necessarily work. let's see, I have this stretched out really far now. So let's do this. I'm going to do want to get that other side kind of straight before I change the topology on this. So let's do that. Maybe on mine I'll just have a spider on his... No, I gotta have it on the back because it's a sculpture. It will look kind of suspect if he doesn't have the spider on his back too. I won't cut corners, I'll do a spider on his back too. Could you print them hollow and gradually infill? For what, the spiders? Let's see. You're talking about the statue overall. Yeah, so I'm going to, like, this would be a ton of resin. I want to print it at quarter scale. So it will be hollow. But I'll make sure to give it some good thickness so it has some weight to it also. That's the one thing I really dislike is when a model is too light. Like that Hulk. Really? Where's the... Oh. That Hulk printed really huge. But because it was PLA and, you know, I didn't use a ton of infill, it was light. So that's why now I'm going through and I'm making the resin, or not resin, sorry, the silicone molds to pour it as resin now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is close enough. So let's do this. I'm going to save what I have. And then I'm going to Dynamesh this first, I think. Project. Keep the groups. And Dynamesh, I'll turn it up. What happens? Yo! I would like to have powerful parts to make complex models. Powerful parts. I don't know what you mean. Is it possible to get custom brushes in ZBrush Core? No. No, you can't. No. I've been teaching the students for my CG Spectrum class with Core, and you can't get custom brushes in there. Could you give me some tips on my model? Yeah, do me a favor, just DM me, and I'll take a look at it a little later. Necro Killer. Good job in 3D. Computer. marketing comments that in some of your past live streams you mentioned making some tutorials. So you also consider making tutorials on how to paint digitally. Yeah, absolutely. I just need the I need the interest, right? So if there are people who want me to do a digital painting tutorial, I'll be happy to. Thanks, Nate Bendy. Nath Bendy. Have you ever made a sword? No, I never made a sword. Oh wait, you're not talking to me. Sorry. Falco. Arcoitos. Man, that's a hard one to pronounce. I'm gonna say thank you on that and apologize for butchering your name. Thick leg. I missed a lot. Oh my gosh, all right. Aren't they hands? Okay, it doesn't look like Gluteus Maximus needs some more attention. Yeah, I didn't spend long enough on that. Wow, I'm sorry, I missed a lot of stuff here, you guys. I'm streaming on YouTube. I have a Twitch channel. It's above also, but I'm trying to direct everybody to my YouTube. Nice work. Cut the legs of the spider and add it separate so you don't do the placement separate. Yeah, that's a good call. Oh no. Come on, don't do this. Don't crash. I'm gonna hope that it doesn't crash. I think I saved though. Sorry, loud music. What monitor gives you? So I'm working on a crap. I think I froze here. Chris, I just froze. I am on a Cintiq 32 Pro, and the color calibrate or the color reproduction is fantastic. All right. I'm gonna have to. Oh no. Okay, you know what? Oh wow, I forgot that. All that was from the Dynamesh. All right, forget that Dynamesh. I'm just gonna use Sculptris Pro. Eddie Castro, what's up, man? Thank you. Mesh Project, that's what I used before. I started with Mesh Project, actually. Illustration for Coming to America too, awesome. Unfortunately, maybe not so much. Thank you. Yep. All right, cool. I can do that. Digital sculpting tutorial. Stop. You know what it is? It's VLC. It's not the music. For some reason, VLC has been on some garbage lately where it just turns up the music automatically. So, sorry for that. Your poor dog. All right, I'm switching to, does this have subdivision levels? Does not. I'm gonna switch to Sculptris Pro. There you go. There you go, you guys. All right. Let's get back. So I want to, I'm gonna sculpt all this in. So I don't care if I lose some detail, but I do want to add topo here. Not too much. Just the proper amount. In the areas where it got really stretched out, I'm just using the inflate mesh with Sculptris Pro turned on to give it some thickness and then smoothing it out. I give and then I take away. So now I can start sculpting. Let's hide everything except for what needs to be there. Doing on time. Okay, I got about another half an hour. So like I said, if you want to see more of this, I'll more than likely be working on it tonight on my personal stream. If you missed me plugging it earlier, give me a follow on my YouTube and you'll get an instant notification when I go on. So there's that. So I don't want this spider to look hard surfacey. When I'm done, I want it to look kind of like, I don't know, kind of gross and gnarly. So the fact that it's kind of looking that way now, don't worry, it's not going to stay that way for long. I'm going to grunge it up. Make it less uniform too. It's looking too clean. And the good thing about that too is then I'll be able to kind of hide the fact that the front and the back one aren't exactly the same thing by doing that. I'm a genius. Someone's going to come in just when I say that part. They're not going to have context for it. And they're going to think that I am conceited. It's not true. All right, sculpt this thing. Hey man, I'm streaming. Let me hit you a little later. Okay. Okay. Peace. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. All right. Later. All right. It's my man Chuck I was telling you about earlier. He just hooked me up with a whole bunch of new music for my stream tonight. So if you needed another reason to come, now you got it. So I got what I'm gonna do for this spider here. The whole thing is a spider. The body. You guys know what I'm talking about. I think I'd like, oh, this is fresh. Okay. All right, I'm definitely doing this. All right. I like the idea of these pieces kind of coming off the mesh, like on some Spawn type business. I like that. I'm doing that. Don't steal my ideas, you guys. This is my Mike T 2021 copyright, trademark. My idea first. I know somebody's already done it. Like 50 Venoms that have done this already, but being that I'm last to make a Venom, I'm gonna pretend that this is my idea. Also, proactive shout out to the 2 people who have consistently given me thumbs downs on every free video that I've put out for Pixologic. Big shout out to you. It takes a lot of dedication to continue to keep coming back. So, all right. Let me save this. Save. Chat. Diablo 7 Apparel, what's up? Pizza Hut. Yeah, my Twitch channel's above. It's Mike T2K. Just like some more homeboys. You know what they say. You don't have haters, you're not doing it right. This is funny, man. This is like I'm not even kidding. When I'm sculpting, and I'm not making this up, everybody does this, but it's always some Bob Ross happy accidents type of stuff. Always. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I start these. It kind of happens and you're like, oh, you know what? I meant to do that. Yeah. I totally meant to. I'm All right, so now what I want to do is take a, I want to do this. Just so I can see how this looks, I'm gonna make a duplicate of the, in fact, let's do this actually. So I'm gonna do this. All right, I'm gonna save what I have, show everything. And the spider's got a lot of work that needs to be done yet, right? Because like right now it's looking like Halloween. I don't want it to look like that. But I'm gonna save this. Save, yes. Turn on the head. Okay. And what I'm gonna do around the spider is kind of what I'm gonna do around the eyes. Well, let's just stick with the body for now. I'll come back to the eyes next time. Maybe I'll work on that tonight. But I'm going to now save do a history state save. Okay, for the body. And now I want to just see what I can do to make this feel like it's kind of more. Delete free subdivision level to mesh the bones. What am I? Oh, because I'm using Sculptors Pro. That's right. Let's turn that off. See what this looks like. Kind of feeling like it's embedded into his skin and not just sitting on top of it. And this may work, it may not, I don't know. That's why I did the history save and also saved it beforehand, just in case I don't like it. You never know. Hard to see. I have my blinds open too. I can't see anything when I turn on colors, so I gotta cut that off. Just do a render real quick. Nice. Thanks, man. Eddie's on board. Just want to have teeth color. Turn on teeth. Bottom rows of teeth. And maybe the eyeball. It's hard to see right now, but what I will do is, let's see something. I'm gonna click on the spider. And now I can go, let's grab a new tool like a mesh balloon. Oh, actually, let's try mesh splat. Let's do this, actually. Let's see something. Wait, mesh splat, did I get it? Brush, mesh, splat. So I get some texture on here right quick. Oh, come on, dude. Like a mesh splat. Brush, mesh. Let's see if the balloon works. Mesh balloon. Where's mesh balloon? Oh, here it is. What is going on here? It's not working. Do I have subdivision level? I don't have subdivision levels. Okay, there's, okay, so the balloon works. Let's go back to the mesh splat, brush, mesh, splat. Okay, there you go. So I got to start on the mesh. All right, let's give this some thickness, actually. So what this should do is break up that surface so that when I look at it next to the rest of his body, it pops a little more. A nice quick way to add some texture. I did this for the eyes too. I'm going to put some more on the eyes because I think I lost it. Oh, that's cool. Gross. Yeah, son. Oh my gosh, it's so gross. All right, that looks good. Let's turn on everything. Switch back to him. Okay. So it's a good start, right? Let's go back to the eyes and do some of that on the eyes too. Oh, they have subdivision levels. Let's delete lower. Delete lower. Oh my gosh, it's so... All right, I gotta turn that down. That's better. I love how it actually will kind of drag it out to the other one. So like I was at an angle where it kind of went off the mesh. And if I do that, look at that. That's so sweet. So you can't see in his eyes, obviously, but you can see it in other places. Yeah, man. Word. That'll do. I'll do right there. All right, let's do a render of this thing. Unmask it all. Mask that. Turn on my other light. I got like 6 minutes left. Let me answer some questions. Where's my light? Where'd my light go? Where's light? L, M. There it is. Turn on the light. Oh yeah. All right. What did I miss? Love your anatomy and sculpture too. Your Hulk is amazing. Thank you, thank you. Dinner time in Spain. Nice. All right. Enjoy. Del Studio. Hot toy wall watch. Oh, which hot toy did you get, Karis? Karis one. Thanks, Del Studio. Rich 2 plugins and the same subtool. It seems like ZBrush leverages on my single edges. Well, hold on a second. Do one more thing. I'm gonna turn the color on for this. Turn the color on for these. This. Screw it. Let's turn on everything. And then do a render. It's just these blinds. I can't see anything in here. So bright. Symbiote strings in the body of the Garnet Sculpt. So, do this because I only have 5 minutes left here. Holler at me on my stream, my personal stream, and I'll walk you through it. Any questions you guys have that I didn't answer? All right, so that spider on the chest is looking really thick right now. Like it's looking like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, like real balloony. So I don't like that, but I think it's an interesting start. I think. Let's turn up the light so I can see what's going on. I can see that squat. It's up some. And I'm going to turn off color on eyes. Spider. Let's make those darker. Now it's all right. It's getting there. Like the spider, obviously super early. The eyes, that was just kind of testing it out. But maybe if they had some color, that would look better. Let's see. I think that's gonna help. Save as. It's doing that thing I was telling you guys about earlier. Because I saved a history state for the body, it won't let me work on anything that has stuff in different space than that. So it's trying to apply that to the eyes and it doesn't work. So now if I get rid of the history, make another one, delete it, now it works again, see? They got the patch coming out for that. We found that last night, you guys. Mike T patch 2021, trademark. Now I wonder, actually, let me try something. I wonder if I do a negative inflate, if that's going to give me what I want, because that's the only problem I have with it, is that it's too puffy. So if I go to deformation and go to inflate negative, just a second, that's interesting. All right, it's folded in on itself, but that's kind of, it's different, man. I wonder if I did a Dynamesh on that, what would happen? But all right, I don't want it to fold. So I'm just gonna inflate it a little bit backwards, like -1. -1 makes it fold in on itself. All right, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe polish by features. Let's try that. Just. So actually, if this was on its own layer and I had transparency to it, that would look cool because it would look like it was wet. For now, not so much. But let's fill that with some color fill. Yeah, I don't like it. Not a fan of that. Let's get rid of that real quick. Get rid of that. All right. Split hidden. So this is what we do. We experiment. Turn that off. So turn off that. And the spider needs work, clearly. But, you know, getting there. So anyway, that's my time, you guys. My neck hurts and I haven't eaten anything all day. So I'm going to do that. I will be streaming tonight or tomorrow night, one or the other. But if you haven't already, give me a follow on my YouTube. And you'll get a notification, right? And anybody that's interested in the anti-venom tutorial video, that's $25 for people that order early, and then it's going to be probably 50 bucks. It's a lot of content. And if you haven't already, something. All right, take care, wear a mask. Peace, guys. This thing isn't over yet. All right, later. Jane, stop this. Stop this. Controls. All right, peace, everybody.